What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Bang. Welcome into episode 169, everybody. I am your host, SleezBall. We are at Bye-Mageddon Part 2. 6 teams are on a bye. Today's episode is going to be my Week 14 top 10 defenses, top 10 kickers, plus one streamer each, guys. And we have the Ravens, the Broncos, the Texans, the Colts, the Patriots, and the Commanders all on a bye. That is a lot of weapons missing this week. So before we dive into it here, guys, make sure you smash that thumbs up, hit that subscription button, turn that bell on. It helps me out a ton. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support this season. It's been absolutely amazing. And these are even, this is why I dropped this video earlier. These are even some players and defenses and kickers you can pick up this week that could help you get into your fantasy football playoffs in a must-win week, because the playoffs start next week, guys. So make sure you're paying attention to all the analytics I drop here, and let's dive into my Week 14 kicker and defense rankings. So if you guys are new to the channel, this is the revamped defense and kicker Week 14 board. I do not use the baller tier. I use tier 1 and tier 2 for the top 10 kickers. Tier 3 is where both streamers will be one each, and then tier 4 and tier 5 will be the top 10 defenses. And what I look for defenses is divisional grunge battle matchups. Same with kickers. I look for high scoring games in the spread, because if they think points are going to fly, that means you're going to have more opportunities for points there as well. And you look for possible blowout matchups where they give up just a ton of points. So I'll get to those as we talk about it here. But heading into my kickers, number 1 on the week is going to be Chase McLaughlin, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, getting their overtime big win over the Carolina Panthers last week. And why do I like him so much? Not only the fact that they're battling 6-6, trying to get back in the playoffs here, is you got to like him because they're playing the Las Vegas Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders, guys, on the season, they rank 32nd versus the kicker. They give up the most kicker points at 11.2. This is going to be a game where the Bucs are probably going to roll them over, and you're going to get more and more opportunities for Chase McLaughlin in this game, and that is why he is my number 1 kicker on the week. Kicker number 2, we're going to go back. It's Chris Boswell, the number 1 kicker in fantasy football here. You get the Cleveland Browns. You just saw an 80-point over-under Cleveland Brown game on Monday Night Football, which is absolutely crazy to me. I did not see that coming. But now you get Pittsburgh at home, coming off the big win, 9-3. Going to be a game in the cold. Defensive grunge battle with the dog pound. And the over-under right now is at 43.5, which means that's kind of one of the lower ones of the week. So they're expecting it to be a defensive kicker battle game, kind of. So am I in this situation, although I really like Russell Wilson this week again. But Chris Boswell, at the way he's rolling this year, you have to keep him in your top 2 no matter what from here. Kicker number 3. Oops, I messed up. Number 4. We're going to skip. We'll come back here. Kicker number 3 is going to be Cameron Dicker. Now, I know it was a weird game last week with the Atlanta Falcons. I expected there to be more field goal attempts. The Falcons are number 31 versus the kicker, so there should have been more attempts. They're a very good red zone team. It just didn't happen in the matchup. Now, this week, the Chargers are going to be at Arrowhead in the cold, a division, another grunge battle game here. And I know the Kansas City defense is good all the way around, and that's what you have to look at. Their front 7 is phenomenal, which means when you get down to the red zone, they're going to be a stingier team to score on. And usually these games are like 24-20. Every point matters. A lot of kicking going to be involved here. And I like Cameron Dicker as my kicker number 3. Kicker number 4, you already got a glimpse at on accident. But this game is a 51.5 over under. The 9-3 Green Bay Packers are headed into the juggernaut 11-1 Detroit Lions. Everything is on the line here. And Jake Bates has been absolutely phenomenal, from laying bricks a year ago to a professional kicker now, and he's hitting game winners like it's crazy. He can hit from 50. And when you have a 50-point over-under, you have to like both kickers in this game. And I'll get to Brandon McManus here in a minute. Kicker number 5 is going to be Brandon Aubrey. Cowboys are finding a little rhythm. I know it's not great. You still have Cooper Rush out there. You're playing the Bengals. This defense cannot stop anything, as you saw literally with Russell Wilson throwing for 400 yards in the game. So I know it's still kind of sketchy. The over-under is 49.5, so they think points are going to fly. But when you have Aubrey, he can kick from 60 to 65. It doesn't even matter. And they're going to take every attempt there is. And I'm still going to put him in my top 5 because he's just too good of a fantasy weapon. Kicker number 6, heading out of tier 2, is going to be Jake Elliott. And this is where you're looking for that blowout game where points fly, right? So you're playing the Carolina Panthers. They rank 30th versus the kicker, already giving up 10.5 a game right there. That is what you want to see with Jake Elliott. And they're at home in Philly in the cold. That defense is going to give Bryce Young a nightmare game. I know that he's been playing great 2 weeks in a row, or 4 weeks in a row since he's come back, and they've looked better, but still, I'm taking the Eagles at home, and I'm taking Jake Elliott as my kicker number 6. Kicker number 7 is going to be Tyler Bass. The Buffalo Bills absolutely throttled my 49ers exactly like I called how it would be. I did not want CMC to get hurt and Jordan Mason, but that happened. And now you're going to get the LA Rams. And the LA Rams, they have a good red zone defense. They give up 9.3 to the kicker, which ranks 25th. So right there, Josh Allen chasing the MVP season. You're going to be out of the cold finally here. You're going to be back in the LA weather here. So all the offense is going to be kicking at a higher level. James Cook, Amari Cooper, Khalil Shakir, hopefully Kincaid's back out there. Everything leads toward helping Tyler Bass in this game, and I love him a lot as my kicker number 7. And they have that game at 50 or 49.5 over under as well. Kicker number 8. We're going to go right back to the Bengals game. This offense has to score points at will. They needed that win last week, kind of ruined their playoff hopes. They probably have to win out from here to get it, and they can still do it. I do not have, I haven't lost faith in the Bengals at all. Their defense is just the problem. But when you're playing the Cowboys, Cowboys, good front 7. Cowboys give up the 23rd most points to the kicker at 9.2. Evan McPherson, I know it's been kind of a roller coaster ride here, but when the spread's at 49.5, I'm taking him as my kicker number 8. Kicker number 9 is going to be Blake Group. And what you have to look at is they're playing the New York Giants. And the New York Giants offense, we know, guys, is not good at all. We don't even know Drew Lock, Tommy DeVito, got rid of Danny Dimes. Who cares what's going on there? Alvin Kamara is probably going to eat a ton in this game, just like he did versus the Rams last week. And you're in the cold in New York. You're probably going to get a ton of kicker opportunities here for Blake Group. And people are really low on him. I really, really like Blake Group a lot this week. Kicker number 10 is going to be Jason Sanders, and this is the do or die game right here for the Dolphins. They are fighting to keep anything in their season alive here. They're going to get the New York Jets. They're 5-7. Jets are 3-9. Jets are pretty much done. Over unders at 44.5. But you're in Miami. There's no weather factor here at all. It's going to be 78. It's going to be sunny in a winter game here, which is amazing. That's what you got to like about the Dolphins. And they found a little Tyreek Hill, even though it's a deflection. He found a little connection. Jalen Waddle's been picking up. A-Chain still the guy. Tua's been absolutely on fire. And when you have all of that and you have the Jets defense that's a good front 7, this is why they struggle versus the kicker. They rank 25th. They give up 9.3. This is what you want. This is why I have Jason Sanders as my kicker number 10. Now, my streamer kicker. So he's probably available on every single waiver wire. Brandon McManus, guys. So like I said at the beginning with Jake Bates, right? You're looking at a 51.5 over under Thursday night football. Absolutely what you want is points to fly off the board, right? So even when you're looking at Brandon McManus, just the past 2 games, he's been averaging 11.5 fantasy points, right? 49ers, he got 10. Miami, he got 13, 3 for 3, 3 for 5, extra point. This guy was probably bass fishing in week 6 when the injury happened, and he's been hitting game-winning field goals for the Packers. So when you have a game that's 51.5 over under, if you need a dart throw kicker to throw out there with all the kickers on the bye, and you have Harrison Butker on IR and Siebert on IR, you could throw him out there because this game is going to be high scoring as it gets, and you're not going to have any weather factors in Detroit. So this is why I love this streamer play. On to my defenses now. My defense number 1 of the week. We talked about it with Carolina. I am going to take the Philadelphia Eagles at home in the cold. I think Bryce Young is going to get absolutely throttled in this game. I think the 45.5 over spread. I only see the Carolina Panthers scoring like 17, maybe 20 points in this game. There's sacks galore coming. Possible pick 6 for the Eagles. They are my number 1 defense for sure on the week. Number 2, and if you've been in my streams, this is what I've been saying. So for the rest of your fantasy playoffs, just go target the New York Giants. So I know the Saints, I know that they're 4-8. Season's pretty much over for them with all the injuries they've had all year long. It's been crazy. But you get the New York Giants. This offense is horrendous. They have this over under at only 40.5. That is the lowest scoring game of the week, tied with the Jags, Titans. And I want to snag the Saints D. Drew Lock, Tommy DeVito, whoever it is. Their offensive line is shambles. They're going to get pressured no matter what it is. and I love the Saints defense this week. Defense number 3, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting their big win in overtime. I thought it'd be a better game versus the Panthers last week, but now you get the Raiders. They just get to cakewalk these schedules, man, since, they come off the bye. And when you get the Raiders, their season's done. I know Aiden O'Connell played great. They had the Chiefs beat. I don't know what that call was at the end. I've never seen a false start turn into a turnover on downs. But it's the Chiefs, man. I'm a Niner fan. I know all how it goes with the Chiefs and the refs. I hate to throw that out there, but, man, it's just how it is. And when you get the Raiders, this is a defense you should be targeting every single week. I know that Aiden O'Connell made him look better, but I don't see that happening, every single game. I think that was just an aberration game. Defense number 4, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like I said, they're going to get the Cleveland Browns this week. This is a 43.5 over-under, one of the bottom tier over-under games. And this is going to be a division grind with the dog pound. This is going to be cold weather. This is going to be heavy hitting. This is going to be a lot of running, and this is going to be a lot of pressure. And Jameis Winston is in for a rough one here, man. I know that they just played Denver, and Denver's one of my favorite defenses, but Denver does not get after the quarterback like the Pittsburgh Steelers do. And Jameis just threw 3 picks last week. I don't see him throwing 4 teeters against the Steelers. I don't see him throwing 500 yards against the Steelers. None of that. I didn't see it against the Broncos either, but I don't see it back to back. And I love Pittsburgh's defense this week. Defense number 5. And this is a revenge game. This is me going against the grain here. So this is Kirk Cousins and the 6-6 Falcons, who are sliding going into the 10-2 Minnesota Vikings. So Kirk Cousins has his revenge game. I usually try and stay away from revenge games because there's just something about it where the teams just go off. But the Falcons are struggling offensively. Nothing has really looked good over the past 3 weeks. And this defense is ferocious. They blitz at the highest rate. And Kirk Cousins, is a statue in the pocket. So I have the Minnesota defense at number 5. Number 6, the Buffalo Bills coming off a 10-plus point game against my 49ers in the snow. That's why I liked Buffalo defense last week. Now you're going to get the LA Rams. This could be a big game here on both sides. So, you got Buffalo fighting for that 1 spot. You got the Rams fighting for playoff life at 6-6. And the NFC West is very close in every single way. They have the over-under at 49.5. The Bills are just healthy now. So if you look at the Bills defense throughout the season, they've been hurt, kind of, missing 2-3 key players. Now, Matt Milano back last week. That was the first time the Buffalo Bills have had a healthy defense, and look how they looked. So I know you're going to get Puka Nacua. I know you're going to get Cooper Kupp. I know you're going to get Kyren and Stafford. Stafford's also not that mobile in the pocket either. So I still like the Bills D because they're healthy, even though it's a very high-scoring game here. Defense number 7, we're going to talk about them both, 7 and 8. So they're playing each other. This is your Sunday night 5:20 game where it's going to be a 42.5 over-under. But usually when the Chargers play the Chiefs, it's like 2017, 21, 24. They're really close divisional games. And, the Chiefs' offense, it's like a roller coaster ride. And the Chargers, same kind of thing here. They're coming off the big win. This is 8-4, 11-1. Big game on the line. Khalil Mack back. I think this should be, both sides of the ball. Both these defenses to me are about dead even. So when I have them 7 and 8, I'm giving the little side of the edge to the Chiefs because they're at home. But I think this is gonna be a great play on both sides of the ball for both these defenses in a grunge battle. Defense number 9 is going to be the Miami Dolphins, and you get the New York Jets, which makes absolutely no sense to me at all because the Jets have so many superstars. It's just not working out. How can you have Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and I'm putting a defense in the top 10 against them? Yeah, their season is pretty much over. Nothing looks like it's going right for the Jets at all. We might even see Tyrod Taylor at some point here at how it's going for the Jets. So Dolphins are fighting for their season still. Give me the Dolphins defense. Aaron Rodgers is not moving out of that pocket. They're probably going to get after him, and they're my defense number 9. Defense number 10. This one pains me being a Niner fan, man. We're falling apart. The Chicago Bears, I know that their season's probably over 2 at 4 and 8, and they haven't won a road game at all. They have 0 wins on the road. But you're getting a no CMC. You're getting no Jordan Mason. Ayuk still out for the season. You're going to have Debo. You're probably going to have Garendo. Kittle's still out there. Yeah. It's just nothing's going right for the Niners, and it seems like every game there's going to be another injury. I hope Trent Williams and Bosa can get back out there maybe to fight for the season. but it's getting really, really rough as a 49er fan. So I'm going to throw the Bears as defense number 10 against my 49ers. My streamer defense play of the week is going to be the Seattle Seahawks. So this is going to be a 7-5, 6-6 NFC West showdown game, 44.5 over under. And I thought it was a shootout last time they played. And what happened last time? Seattle held Arizona to 6 points. So this should be, I know it's now you're at Arizona. Last time it was at Seattle. The 12th man obviously plays a huge role. But this is a game where you should be targeting it because this is a monster game. And the defense with McDonald has just gotten better since the bye. It's just crazy. So I said it was a shootout last time. I'm probably going to say it's a great streamer defense this time. And then it's going to be a shootout game like it should have been last time. But I'm going to throw Seattle as the streamer defense of the week because they held them to 6 points last time. Thanks for rocking with me today, guys. That is the end of the episode. That is my week 14 top 10 kickers, top 10 defenses plus one streamer each, guys. Before we head out, do me a favor, click that like button, hit that subscription button, turn that bell on. It helps me out a ton more than you guys would know. It's been an absolutely amazing year. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support. It's been absolutely wild. And if you guys cannot make any of my live streams throughout the week, you could always drop any comment you want down below. It does not have to pertain to this video. I try to answer every single one of them to help you get that weekly win. We are 1 week away from the playoff, guys. It is crunch time, so fire away with any questions, and I'll try and help you out with whatever it is. That's it for me in this video. Hope to see you guys in the next one. SleezBall out.